Hey guys, I hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for deciding to spend some time with me and you're taking a little time out of your precious, amazing, super fabulous life to just kind of chill out for a little bit. I'm just relaxing in my house. My husband is helping his friend prepare for the flood. It's supposed to, this pending the doom of the flood that's coming. We've got, I shouldn't make light of it because it's actually really serious, but the river is going to start flooding this weekend, and so people are getting prepared. We have a friend who lives right on the water, so that's what Paul's doing tonight. Where I had the house all quiet and nice, I thought that I would work in my book of shadows, and share that process with you guys. I know some people have expressed interest in it and how I do it, so I thought that it'd be cool just to share what I do and how I do my book. The page that I'm going to be doing is a page on Nyx. I have been really, I don't know, my mind has been on her a lot. I just recently put up like a goddess altar. That's not only Nyx, but she's on there, and I don't know, she's just been in my mind. I've been doing research on her, a lot of studying and learning, and on top of my school learning. And I feel really like I'm getting there with her. I feel like my work is starting to pay off, and that the connection that I've always had is getting a little bit deeper. It's going on to a new level. I actually haven't done my dedication to her. I was going to, and what happened is that I got this feeling like until I studied about her children, that she was not going to let me do this dedication to her. It was like, no, you don't know enough. Like, you think you know me, because like I'm very much an intuitive practitioner. So and what that is, in my opinion, is someone who goes off their gut feelings and doesn't necessarily, like, I don't spend a lot of my time poring over mythology or stories. I spend more of my time like meditating and thinking about how I feel, my connection, and what drew me to that God. And I do that with all of my gods. Of course, I've read the mythology. I shouldn't say study, but I've read it, and I've read stories, but it's just not ever been really the focus of how I connect with deity. However, with Nyx, it was like, no. You are not doing a dedication until you really put the pen to paper, do some work, and learn about me, learn more. Like, I knew some things. Like, I knew that she was a primordial goddess, primordial, whatever. I knew that she was like ancient, beginning of time, Greek goddess, goddess of the night, chariot, rides her chariot across the sky and brings nighttime. And I knew that she had a lot of children. I knew, like, I've heard and read the stories about Zeus being afraid of her. So I've done that, and I connect with her, and I really feel that connection, and I always have. But it was like I never really went into her family and her children. So I started researching that. 3 of her children are the 3, and I would assume they're probably, more popular ones, but 3 that I really felt like, okay, this is making sense, were Thanatos, who obviously is the god of death, so that kind of, and it works with Anubis too, and so that kind of, I'm like, okay, cool. And then her other, his twin brother, actually, Hypnos, sleep. So Thanatos and Hypnos. And I fucking love to sleep, so I totally get that. Since learning about them, I felt like, okay, I see you more as a mother figure. I see you as that mother taking care of these boys and all the other children, because she has multiple children. And I was like, I connect with that. I like that. I don't know. It was just, I see her more as like a mother figure, as more of a protectress and strength and all of those good qualities that you would connect with a mother, where I didn't see her. Like, before this, I'm kind of rambling, I'm sorry, but before this realization, this mother realization, I always saw her more as like my dark goddess, to fill that side of me, you know, because I connected to the Blessed Virgin in that mother way, as well as just the earth in general, like nature in general, Mother Nature, I guess. But with Nyx, I didn't get that. Like, it was more of like just this dark goddess who really appealed to that side of my psyche. And then after learning about her children and learning more about her being a mother, it was like, oh, I feel a little different now. Like, I do feel a little bit more warm to her, more love to her. I feel more secure with her. And maybe because of issues that I've had with my mom growing up. I mean, we've all had issues with our parents, you know what I mean? But my mother and I have had a rocky road. And I gravitated towards the Virgin because how kind and gentle and compassionate and nurturing, and I thought I really, really wanted that. Where Nyx, you know, she's gonna make you work, and you're gonna work for that affection, and she's not just there for you, you know, that mom that's gonna rush and put a bandage on you. Like, she's gonna make you bleed a little and learn and sacrifice a little bit. And she's a little bit more tough love, and I think that because I felt like my own mother was more distant or more, you know, not the most affectionate person, that I didn't want necessarily like my goddess to have those similar qualities. But I really feel like Nyx is that mother figure that I need spiritually as well. And I think that it helps me almost connect with my own mother more, because even though she isn't necessarily, like, I love my mom, don't get me wrong, but she just sometimes, like, I wanted more nurture, I guess, and she didn't always give that to me. I guess now I can see that there's other ways to show love, you know? Like, maybe being my friend or trying to be more like the fun mom, or I don't know, just her way of trying to connect with me. Like, I think that I can see that now, that there are many different ways for a mother. Like, there are many mothers, and that's okay, and that's not a bad thing. So it's been that's intense, guys. Like, I'm sorry about really getting deep there. But yeah, like, it's a new connection. I feel differently towards Nyx. And I'm vaping back here, so if you hear that, don't mind that. Wow. Yeah, that's profound, isn't it? It's crazy how our connections to these deities, like, say they're not real, right? Say, like, the humanists are right. Cool. But the fact that the idea of something, the idea of this goddess can teach you a lesson, even if it's just me in my own mind and convincing myself of these things, talking to myself about these lessons and personifying them onto a goddess, still, that is so profound. That is so cool. And I think there's power in that. I think there's magic in that. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think, like, when you worship your gods, right, do you ever think, like, about how they could reflect your parents if you see your gods as parent figures? Like, I don't know. I've never really thought about that before, but it's kind of like that old saying where you, like, date your dad, or you date someone like your dad, or whatever. Or I hope that's, like, a saying that people have elsewhere. Like, you know, you're always, you know, marrying your father, or you're marrying your mother, or whatever. But maybe, is it kind of like that? I don't know. Anyway, let me know. How do you connect? So what I do when I'm doing my book, like my book, oh my God, well, I don't do that. I do not knock the camera over. But when I do my book, I usually will try, if I'm gonna do a big page, something that I really want to be special and it's not just me kind of free flow and just, you know, doing something that's on the cuff, but because I've been thinking about this, what I'll do is I'll grab a notebook and just write down what I know in my own words, just points that I want to make sure I mention in the book, in the good copy. And I just have a couple of notes that I took down. And what I'll do is just go off these notes and then rewrite them into this guy in a better kind of way. Just trying to make them flow better, grammar, spelling, trying to make sure it's not, this I don't care. This I want it to at least make sense. I don't really care about the grammar so much or the spelling so much because it's personal. I've got my exams on my mind, grammar and spelling, but I do care about it flowing and making sense. So I want it to at least have sentence structure. So I've got my notes. And I already have a page that I want to use. I did a little bit more work on the maiden, mother, crone pages from last time. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with what I wrote, things like this. So I'm going to leave this page blank right now because I think I'm going to do like Mr. Winkles is eating, you might hear him. I might do a collage of just different images that make me think of Nyx, or I don't know, a drawing or something. I want to do something, or a poem. I've been thinking about a poem. I have all these words kind of floating around in my mind. So I'll probably do something like this on this page. I want this to be free creative space. And then I'm going to put my information over here and just basically write. So I don't know how, I hope this isn't boring. I hope this isn't boring for you guys. I'm hoping that it's kind of chill and relaxing. I probably won't be, I talk a lot. I'm a talker. Oh God. So I don't know how quiet I'll be, but it might be a little bit quiet at times as I work on this. So I hope you enjoy. I always like doing kind of a fancy like title. And I don't care if I mess it up really. Like as far as this goes, like if I make a mistake, like that's why I'm not going through it with pencil first or whatever, worrying about it. I would just fix it if I didn't like it somehow or go with it. So I like to just kind of free form this part. Like it's all good. I don't stress out when I'm doing this. Book of Shadow work should be relaxing. It should be a time where you're just connecting with your soul. Like I feel like we so often like think in our mind that this book is going to be published or something. Like everyone's going to see it, but we know realistically, like we're not going to do that. Like, usually it's just us or our close friends or people that we admire or want to share our book with. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not perfect. Our book doesn't have to be perfect. So, you know, I said it in my other Book of Shadows video. It's a crime not to write in your book. It's a sin. Like a tree died for your book. Don't let that tree's sacrifice be in vain. Put something on the pages and don't stress out about it. Let it be a relaxing activity. If you don't like it, collage over. You wouldn't believe how many pages are collaged, or just paint over it or do something like that. You don't have to, I'm gonna have a little bunny. You don't have to stress out doing your book. So just keep that in mind. If that's what's preventing you from rocking your Book of Shadows, going for it, then seriously, just go, like seriously, just start writing, draw a picture, anything like that. Just start and let it be relaxing. Like I never thought I'd be writing Mother, Goddess, with Nyx. And that just makes me super freaking happy. What I'm doing too, as I don't really know if I explained it fully, is that I want there to be an information page about her. I have a letter to her that I wrote on another page that's dedicated to her, which is actually on the dark side of the book, because then I was seeing her as my dark goddess. She's somewhere in here. You know, to fill that dark goddess role. And yeah, here. So that was again how I saw her. But now in this more mother, more connected, like, we're gonna do this dedication thing, I'm gonna put her on this side of the book. And it's not a slight to the dark side. That is just as important, and it's just as is big part of my soul as the side. It's just that I feel like she needs to be in here too. Starting to get really windy out right now. Like, we're supposed to get a storm for the next couple of days, and I know with the flooding that's going on, that's really bad, but the winter in me can't help but love a storm. I love the rain. I absolutely love the rain. New paragraph? Why not? I read in one article that, or on a website, that like her home being referred to as a cottage, and other people refer to it as a mansion. But I just love the idea of her living in a cottage, not just being so down to earth and, you know, like just like us normal folk. So I like that. So I'm putting in her cottage. In my mythology, in my faith, she lived in a cottage. Her cottage is beyond the ocean. Do you ever do that too, like where you just start talking out loud while you're writing? Maybe this is like super annoying to hang out with me while I do this, and if that's the case, I'm really sorry. Oh gosh. Another cool thing I learned about Nyx, one of her other children, Hemera. I may be saying her name wrong. I have to continue my research into that. But Hemera is the goddess of daytime. And the story is that as she leaves in the morning, Nyx is coming home. So they only see each other at dawn. And then how does it go? At twilight, when Hemera is coming home and Nyx is leaving to bring night, they see each other again, and it's a constant cycle, and they never really actually get to spend that time as much as with Thanatos, Hypnos, and the other children, and I just thought that was so interesting. So Hemera is another goddess that is on my radar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here, continue to do some work, and come back and finish, because we're at 21 minutes and I don't want this to get super, super long or take up too much of your time. So I'm going to keep writing, keep working, and then I'll be right back. Hey guys, we're back. Welcome back. As you can see, lots of candy wrappers later. I ate some chocolate. It was awesome. And I've got some significant work done here. So I took what I had over here and just kind of put it nicely over here. So you can see, prove, just who cares? Make mistakes, not a big deal. Overall, when I look at this page and the poem that I wrote, and the little story I wrote for Nyx, I don't really care that I crossed out a couple words. I'm going to share with you what I wrote, and then I'm going to probably end the video because it's getting really, really long and I don't want to bore you. So here's what we have. Mother Goddess, born at the beginning of time, out of primordial chaos. She is the Greek goddess of the night. Nyx rides her chariot across the sky, bringing with her the blessed release of day and the silence of night. Nyx lives in the underworld with her children. Her cottage is beyond the ocean at the edge of the cosmos. She is the mother of many children. Those of note are Thanatos, death, his twin brother Hypnos, sleep, and their sister Hemera. Story of Nyx and Hemera. Each morning, the goddess Hemera awakes before dawn. She stretches and begins her journey to meet her mother, Nyx, at the edge of the cosmos. They embrace their love. See, I forgot to add that, so I just put it in there. Who cares? Their love creating the beautiful colors of dawn. Hemera brings the day, while Nyx retreats just before the twilight. Nyx awakens. She begins her journey out of the cottage, past the garden gate, to the edge of the cosmos. There, she sees her daughter. Embracing only for a short time, their love shines through the heavens to earth, adding sparkle to the first star against the azure sky. Great goddess Nyx rides across the sky, bringing rest and quiet to her children, knowing she will greet her daughter once more in the dawn. So it's just a little story that I wrote about her and her daughter. And then I was inspired to write a free verse poem as well. So this is kind of what we've got going on here. Nyx is fear in the dark, goosebumps from a horror novel. She is all phases of the moon, the ink that colors the sky. The stars are her children. She is the ocean, inviting and merciless. Feathers of blackbirds are her gifts. She invites her children to sleep, rest, and heal. Times of quiet, peace, and darkness belong to her. Activities of the night, such as lovemaking, are her rituals. Goddess Mother Nyx. And then over here, I'm just going to do some form of artwork. I will update you. Yeah, so thank you so much for spending some time with me tonight and just letting me ramble on. And I hope you had an amazing Ostara. What are you doing for Beltane? I can't believe that it's coming up really, really soon. We're going to do a public ritual with St. John Pagans. Also, for anyone in the St. John area, if you go to www.stjohnpagans.com, you will see our website where we keep up to date on all of the public events we're doing, as well as a blog. I've been a little bit slack on the blog because I've been studying for school. Now that I have my life back, I'll be able to actually participate more. So check it out, stjohnpagans.com, and check out our public Beltane ritual if you're in the area or if you want to travel to the area. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.